Growing my hair long has not been a problem for me, but I made a mistake. I'm not gonna give up that quickly. I'm not, because most people would have been like, look, I'm not doing this no more. But I've seen the results. I've seen good benefits. So it's your girl Bevy with HairScripts, the platform connecting women with hair loss to dermatologists for treatment and support. We're the plug, y'all. If you're experiencing hair loss, all of that, like, click the link down below because we're the plug. We're helping you connect with people that are gonna help you grow your hair back effectively with science, proven tactics that works, okay? Not stuff that you be hearing on the YouTube streets that don't really work, that there's no data to support it. It's just all just salacious. We're here to really share the tea with you. So anyway, this is my update. This is like, I wanna say like almost a month now update. 3 week, 1 month update from me starting that, hair follicle restoration protocol. That's what we're gonna call it. And what it is basically, to kind of take all the fancy schmancy words out of it, is me just, I spoke to Dr. Elva Wright. She's a doctor of pharmacy and a trichologist, board certified trichologist who's been on our show. She's been on our podcast actually, and I'm gonna have her on the actual channel very soon. But she spoke about how to reactivate dead follicles. That video, if you want the whole video, you would have to join our Facebook group, link down below for the full tea on that, or you can listen to the podcast episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We're the Supernatural Podcast. Hey baddies, it's your girl Bevy with HairScripts, and I have some great news. If you are experiencing hair loss, meaning it's shedding, it's thinning, you have bald spots, it's breaking, you don't know what the problem is and you don't know how to treat it and how to fix it, do me a favor and go to thehairscripts.com. Go to our website, the link is down below, and use our scalp evaluation tool where you can upload up to 6 photos of your scalp and your problem area. And one of our HairScripts hair loss experts will get back to you, not only with the full evaluation, but a treatment plan on how you can personally regrow your hair back based on your hair growth concerns. But that's not all. You'll also get product recommendations that are going to be better for you and not for your neighbor. Okay, so personalized hair care, girl, that's where it's at. And if that's not good and that's not reason enough for you to go, it's free, okay? Don't say I didn't tell you. Bye. So anyway, the point is, she talked about step by step in detail how to go about, regrowing sleepy follicles, meaning you have spots on your head that the hair just do not grow. Like, it just won't grow, can't stop, won't stop. Not growing, like it just haven't been growing in eons and decades. Okay, that is a lot of people may say, well, then it's dead, it may not be alive, but it might still be there, but it's just been in a coma. So we're there to just reactivate those follicles so that it can start to grow hair, and your hair is not thin, or it's not as thin as it used to be, because now you're growing hair, and you're filling out your hair. Basically, you're making your hair denser. That's the whole goal of this. So if you are a thinning girl, or if you are a little bit on the thinner or finer side like I am, then you definitely want to try this, because it's going to definitely make your hair thicker more than anything. It's definitely going to grow your hair, but it's also going to make your hair thicker. Now, back to the point at hand. So, long story short, just to give you guys an update, I started, with the 1 millimeter needle, and it was perfectly fine. It worked really well. She recommended anywhere between 0.5 to 1 millimeter to really penetrate the scalp, right? So that you can create those wound channels, so that you can create that healing pro-inflammatory response. And I know inflammation seems bad, but it's local inflammation. And what inflammation does is, it goes to repair the cells. It creates more cells to repair the cells. So that's the goal. That's what you're trying to accomplish, right? To activate the stem cell. Long story short, it was fine. The first week I did it, it felt good. I washed my hair that first week, and boom, I washed my hair that first week, and I did not have as much shedding as I did the week prior. So I immediately realized that my shedding slowed down significantly. It was very powerful in slowing down the shedding. Again, I didn't see growth right away, but shedding stopped significantly. It went from a whole lot to it reduced significantly, okay? Now, the second week, I got a little, because you know, I get excited. I do a little bit too much. And what I did was I decided that I was going to up the ante and get the bigger needle. So I went from 1 millimeter all the way to 2. So I added a whole nother millimeter because I don't know, like, one wasn't enough for me for whatever reason. You know, I didn't feel pain, it wasn't painful. And I was like, well, maybe it's not doing what it's supposed to do, it's not giving what it's supposed to give. Know what I mean? Like, maybe I need a bigger one that, because, you know, in my mind, sometimes if something don't hurt, then it don't work. Not always the right perception, guys. But, you know, I gotta understand I got a high threshold for pain. I have a high pain tolerance. But for whatever reason, I was just like, oh, it doesn't hurt, you know. And when I read reviews, people are like, oh, you can feel it. You know, it has a little bit of sting or pain to it, but I didn't have that. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go bigger. So I used a 2 millimeter the following week. And something said, you know, I had a thought in my mind, like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this on a dirty head. So let me explain to you how I was doing it. I would wash my hair on a regular day. And then when I was ready for wash day that night, so that Friday night before Saturday wash day, I would do it on a dirty head. And then I would throw the oil or the peptide, whatever serum that hair growth serum that I was using. You can use Rogaine, you can use whatever I was using, I used it. And then, you know, I would go to sleep, you know, having done that, massaged it in so it could penetrate deep, so it can get the blood circulating, the oxygen circulating, all that stuff happening and circulating, percolating. And then the next morning, you know, I'll do my regular wash. I'll do my poo, my pre-poo and all of that, and I'll wash my hair. But something was like, and you know, something being your intuition, your instinct telling you something ain't right. Like, I don't think, because if I'm taking these little needles and I'm poking holes in my head, right? You know that every surface on your body, on your skin has microbes, right? Microbes or microbiomes. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Please, someone correct me down below. Meaning everyone has bacteria's yeast or whatever on their skin that you don't see. You can't see it, right? And most of it is natural. It's natural. Everyone has it. It's natural. It's a natural part of your body. It's everywhere. But one of the problems with using, like, let's think about skin for a minute. One of the biggest problems with using those rough facial scrubs, like the St. Ives peach apricot scrub, shade, no shade, shade, sorry, not sorry, is that it creates tears, small tears in your skin that you don't see. And the problem with that is because it creates those small tears, now the bacteria that's sitting on the surface of your skin now has gone into the skin, and that can create infection, right? It can lead to infection. It can lead to a yeast infection, a bacterial infection that you would have to treat, right? And so going back to the scalp, it's the same concept. So I'm like, wait, I'm poking holes. Now, I've used whatever products, whether it's a gel, whether it's a cream, whether it's edge gel, all these different products with you know, with or without chemicals, because I try to go as clean and as lean as possible. But sometimes, you know, I might just go to the occasional Target and just want to use something that I know is going to ensure that I have the most popping, most juicy wash and go, right? And sometimes the cleaner the product, sometimes the functionality is not always there. So it just depends on what mood I'm in. Usually when the weather gets hotter and I'm wearing my curls out and it's not usually up in a bun or something, then my curls gotta last. Know what I mean? They gotta be tight. Anyway, so you got chemicals, you got dirt building, you got your own oils accumulating. That's why you gotta wash your scalp every week, not co-wash, wash, okay? I'm not coming for you, co-washers, but I'm coming for you because I used to co-wash and it did a lot of damage, okay? But back in the day, anyway, so you gotta wash your scalp. But then if I'm creating these holes, these wounds, couldn't the bacteria and the yeast go into my scalp? You know when you have that, something ain't right moment? Yeah, I had that moment. But I ignored it. I'm like, but I like the fact that, you know, a week after I didn't have no problems with my scalp. It wasn't inflamed in a bad way. I wasn't, you know, you will feel a little bit of like, it will feel like after you use it, like even the next day, it'll feel like there's a little bit of like, just not sort of touch, but like if you had a bruise but not painful. It's not bruised, it's nothing. It just, you can feel like, okay, there's a little bit of, and that's what it's supposed to do, right? But anyway, so it was good for me. So I'm like, yo, nothing happened, I'm good. So I did it. And this time, my friend was here, she did it. I mean, she seen me do it with the 2-inch needle, with the 2 millimeter, excuse me. And I'm like, it don't hurt. Like, why is it not hurting? So I'm like, now I'm like juking, like really going in, cause in my mind, I gotta feel like I'm like really hurting myself, cutting myself to feel it. I'm still going and I'm going and I'm going. You don't have to keep doing that. You don't gotta be, you really don't have to do it. You take the roller, you roll it, you know, if you once going in whatever direction, and that's it. But I just kept irritating myself over and over, and then going over the same spots over and over on a dirty head. Then I went, washed my hair the next day. Like I said, I was gonna do all the same stuff. Well, I was going away to vacation. Lo and behold, 2-3 days after wash day, my friend came over so she could do my hair, put my hair in braids. Shout out to Chrissy Crochet on Instagram. I'll put her information here. She did my hair. Good job, great job. Went to Disney with the family. But while she's doing my hair, she's like looking at my scalp and she's like, what is this? And she's like, I'm like, what's what? Mind you, my scalp health has been optimal, because knowing what I know and doing what I've been doing, speaking to the dermatologist, getting all this, I've had optimal scalp health. She's scraping off certain flakes. I'm like, what? I don't have, not me, like I don't have that problem. She's like, she's taking it out, she's showing me, then she's looking at my scalp and she's like, why your scalp look like, she's like, and I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, nah, you bugging. All right. Lo and behold, I just kind of washed it off. I just brushed it off. I'm like, and then I was using a peptide. So when you create the wound channels, and this is completely safe and it's completely healthy and it's data to support it, but you got to do it right? But you know me, I get carried away. When something works, now I feel like I want to double down and make it happen even more and be more aggressive when you ain't got to do all of that. So I was more aggressive the second time because I used a longer, sharper needle. I was extremely aggressive and like invasive when I was doing it the second time, because I just convinced myself that I had to feel pain, and I was doing it on a dirty head. These were 3 things that I was doing that's an absolute no-no. Okay. Then somewhere I read, you know how these internet streets are. When you look up stuff and you do research on stuff, they start sending you stuff. And I came across something that says, make sure when you're using the derma roller, you do it on clean skin. It has to be clean. Do not do it on dirty skin, because you can create infection. Needless to say, I went away. My scalp was on fire. It was itching. It was everything that we don't want. Like, it was itchy. It was nasty. I mean, the flakes, you could just blow and it was just all over the place. It was disgusting. My friend was like, girl, don't use that derma roller no more. She's like, I'm like, nah, it's not the derma roller, you know? Then I was using the peptides, which I don't have a lot of experience with, but she spoke about these peptides. They're very expensive, but apparently they're very effective with growing hair. I didn't use them long enough to be able to say yay or nay. I just removed it out of the regimen right away, because I'm like, yo, I don't know if it's the peptides that's irritating my scalp. So I removed the peptides. She's like, remove the derma roller. Like, I'm like, nah, but the peptides could be drying me out. I don't know. Needless to say, you know, I'm great. You know, this is 2 weeks after that, and there's no problems. My scalp is fine. I ended up using, you know, a really good shampoo conditioner. Like 3 times I washed my scalp completely with Dr. Sherry Graham's Live So. Her shampoo and conditioner, y'all, is the holy grail. I'm not saying this because, you know, she was on the Supernaturals podcast. I'm saying this because that shampoo and conditioner is the truth. Not only does it have the functionality, but it also, it's a beauty product with therapeutic benefits, point blank. Like, it is awesome. It is perfect mix between a cleansing shampoo and a moisturizing shampoo. Is not too moisturizing to where you feel like you're co-washing and you're not really cleaning your hair, and it's not too cleansing to where it feels like it's stripping your hair of all its natural oils, but it feels like it's cleaning your scalp, it's sudding up, it's doing all the things that I love my shampoo to do. The conditioner, you would think that she know, like maybe she does, but because you know she's a brown girl, she's a black doctor. She knows all about like moisturizing your hair, refilling it back with that moisture that it's been removed from shampooing, and that has the best slip. Her conditioner has the best slip, okay? And her shampoo and conditioner is specifically designed for people with dandruff, sebderm. It has the ingredients in it. She even has she's done a study to support that it has improved the scalp of many women who was dealing with itchiness. And I'm like, yo, thank God I have this, because if I don't, once I run out, I'm gonna keep buying, because so far it's been my favorite shampoo and conditioner of all time. Don't at me. Show me something better. Send me something different. So I used it like 2-3 times. Like I just went in there, I got in there, scrubbed it clean. We're good now. And then I used her cream, her lotion. She has like a scalp. It's a lotion that you can use instead of Monistat, because people have been using Monistat. Like if they have yeast on their scalp, they've been using, I mean, it sounds like it makes sense, right? But I used her lotion instead. It took care of the problem. Needless to say, my point in this little story time update, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna tell you if I'm gonna stop or if I'm gonna keep going. The update is this: make sure, if and when you decide to use the derma roller, if thicker, denser hair is your goal and you wanna try this, make sure that if you use the derma roller, use either a 0.5 or 1 millimeter. You do not need larger than that. Don't hurt yourself. You don't need to be invasive, okay? Make sure that if you use the 1 millimeter, if you use the derma roller, do it on a clean head. Meaning, after you wash your hair, do it on a completely cleansed scalp. Do not do it on a dirty scalp, because guess what? You're just inviting more bacteria and yeast to enter into your scalp. And then you can cause dandruff, or even worse, seborrheic dermatitis, which thank God it didn't get that bad for me. It was just kind of dandruff and itchy scalp because, you know, I got myself flaky dry scalp from basically, you know, doing it on a dirty head. So make sure your hair is clean. Make sure you don't have any product in your hair when you do it. Like, so make sure you don't have a deep conditioner in. Make sure you didn't clean your hair, style it, as far as put the, you know, the styling stuff, the leave-in. Make sure your hair is just, you know, and I even challenge you to do it, you know, after you shampoo and just do the shampoo and conditioner and your hair has air dried a little bit, do it like that. I wouldn't just do it on a completely damp, wet head either, okay? Then I would do it. Then I would add the serum, whatever serum you're gonna use, whether it's your own hair growth serum that you created or you got the recipe from this channel, link down below. If you buy a hair growth oil on Amazon, I have the best ones. I think the top 5 or top 7. Check out that video. Or, you know, if you're gonna use an oil from someone that you know, whatever, your favorite oil from wherever the heck you get your favorite oil. Then after you do it, you put the oil in. And I wouldn't OD. You just putting a little bit in at the fingertips to massage it in. You're just doing that, not to like dampen your hair before you go ahead and style. Then you go ahead, style your hair as normal. Then you're good, you know? I would make sure that you do it on a clean head. That is the point. I made a mistake. So I'm not gonna give up that quickly. I'm not, because most people would have been like, look, I'm not doing this no more. But I've seen the results. I've seen good benefits. And honestly, you know, I'm seeing some density. Like, growing my hair long has not been a problem for me, but filling it in is the challenge, right? So we working on that right now. But the point is this: I'm not gonna give up. We're gonna take this. It's 90 days, meaning 3 months. I skipped out on obviously 2 weeks because I was giving myself time to quote unquote heal and recover and get my scalp back to a good state. We're back. So we're 2 weeks behind, but it's okay. We're gonna pick up now. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and I'm excited to do this, and I'm gonna make sure I do it on a clean scalp, no more dirty scalps. I'm gonna go back to the 1 millimeter, and I'm not gonna be invasive. I'm just gonna do it, roll it once, roll it twice maybe, and call it a day. Don't try to pierce holes in your scalp, y'all. You don't gotta go that hard. Now, if I do all of that and I still have some issues the week following and whatever, then maybe it's a treatment that is not necessarily the best for me. Remember, not every treatment, even if it's clinically proven to help people, doesn't mean that it works for everybody. There's people that were helped in a study, and there's people that had adverse reactions in a study, right? There's always different groups of people. So it could just be that it's just not for me. I know that it works. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means that I don't really take well to it. But I can't know because I changed up the variables from the first time to the second time. And the first time I was completely fine, even though I did do it on a dirty scalp. So those are the things I'm gonna change. I'm going back to the 1 millimeter, clean scalp instead of a dirty scalp. Yeah, and then let's see how this goes. I will keep you guys posted. And the goal is at the end of 3 months, with the power of editing, you're not gonna wait, at the power of editing, you're gonna get it all in one sitting, right? At the end of 3 months, to tell you if it was really effective at thickening or making my hair denser. That is the goal. That is why you're reactivating your follicles. Just in case you're wondering, why should I reactivate my follicles? So that you can create thicker, fuller, denser hair. All right? So we'll be back with another maybe 1 month update. All right.